Welcome to Illuminate Psychology podcast with Dr. Rolla, where we explore the stories we carry, the wounds we often hide, and shed the light on the path to healing and hope. In this space, we delve into the world of mental health with warmth, empathy, and understanding. Today's topic is a tender one, and the title is Learning to Love Again in Your 40s and Your 50s. So many of us understand this on a very intimate level. The journey of learning again after betrayal. Trying to make sense of opening your heart again when you are in your 40s and your 50s. Bring in all the pain, bring in all the wisdom, your resilience, your experiences, yet still desiring for something real and authentic. Yes, you're older and you've been through betrayal and you've been disappointed, but many of you are still looking for real, authentic love. I want to talk to you today and connect with you and share some things to keep in mind as you go on this journey. For the purposes of self-disclosure, I am one of those people. I married in my 20s, married somebody I'd known since my teenage years, and prayed and fasted before, but it ended in divorce. So I am in my 50s and I have not remarried after many years of divorce. In some ways I get it, or in many ways I get it, the challenges, the process. But as I talk to you about this today, we'll be talking about emotional tools, psychological tools, tools that help you to process this path in a way that is wholesome. Even though the journey may be complex and confusing, you don't have to be broken down and you don't have to be damaged or taken advantage of at this stage in your life. You can take the wisdom to love again without losing yourself. You can give yourself to the right person without opening yourself up to abuse or to toxicity. I want to talk to you about how you feel about yourself, because how you see yourself does matter. You've had heartbreak, you've been through betrayal, and it can feel like you're starting from the beginning all over again. But if you really look at it, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from a place of strength. What you have experienced has changed your perspective, but it does not mean that you're damaged. Now you have the wisdom to be open-minded, to be more curious, to be more careful. And this is not because you're deprived, that's because you are deep. You have been through some stuff. You're wiser now, whether you're a man or a woman. I want to encourage you that as you have lived this long and been through some things, both positive and negative, it is your responsibility to approach love and relationships from a place of honesty. You need to be honest. You need to be true to yourself. And you have to pay close attention to what your values are. You can't just take on anything. If you do, it's not going to be a success. It's not going to be positive. Why look for love at this stage and just do it in a haphazard manner? You are looking for somebody to complement the life that you're already living. And that can be quite a journey. You're not broken, you're just deeper now. I wanted to then move to another point here about technology. When you started dating years ago, decades ago, technology was not a big deal. When I was dating, we were communicating long distance via snail mail and the landline. I remember just making a phone call and having to wait quite a while, hoping that that phone call would go through. Now in 2025, technology is taking over. Everybody has a cell phone. Communication is so easy, it seems like. But the reality is that even with technology, communication has become much more superficial. So I wanted to encourage you to really pay attention to your communication. The fact that you're talking to somebody on a regular basis does not mean that you guys are close. You may text for hours and still not know the person. Communication through technology can be helpful, but if somebody is truly interested in you, they will put their phone down and they will show up. Especially if you're dating at this stage, don't let an app control you. Don't let a profile be the determining factor. I call online dating online meeting. There is no way you can date online. What you can do online is meet somebody that you will later date. Do not let technology become a crutch. We don't want to develop artificial relationships based on the screen. We want to get to know people for who they truly are. Only then can we get to know ourselves more and understand the connection we have with that person. Don't be quick to jump to conclusions. Provide private information about yourself online and become so easily vulnerable because of what is being said through an app. If you don't know that person, sweetheart, you don't know them. You just don't. You're going to need to take your time. Another important thing I want you to pay attention to, dating your 40s and your 50s, is that times have changed in terms of how people perceive relationships. When I was coming up, it was expected that if you were dating somebody, it would either lead to marriage or not. But nowadays, times have changed. A lot of people who are in their 40s and their 50s, even people who are younger, do not believe in marriage. It is not a value for them. Some people believe that they could even be polyamorous, that they could be with different people. There's so much going on. You really want to make sure that you don't assume anything when you meet somebody today. Even if that person is attending the church that you attend. Please ask questions and clarify what that person's understanding of a relationship is. You don't always have to ask direct questions, but pay attention and listen. If something seems confusing about something they said about relationships, whether they don't believe in marriage, ask in a non-confrontational way what they believe in. Get to know if this person you're in a relationship with has the same mindset about what they want. If what they want is a sexual partner and what you want is a life partner, you're in trouble. Because if the person just wants to stop by, get their needs met sexually and disappear, they may not tell you that up front. They may act like their life partner, or they want to be with you permanently and make life decisions with you. You gotta find out. If you don't, you're setting yourself up. Even though you are open to love in your 40s and your 50s, that does not mean you're open to everybody. You really want to make sure that your emotions are not suppressed, but that your mindset and your objectivity is not minimized. Whatever decisions you make about relationships in your 40s and your 50s impact you significantly. Make sure you understand what relationship means to that person. Another point that is very important, and I've said it already, is give yourself permission to take the time to move at your own pace. There is no shame in being cautious. There is no shame in being cautious. Some days you're going to feel so good about meeting somebody, and some other days you're going to feel frustrated. This is life. Even if you were married, your life will not be perfect. Life is not perfect. You want to approach falling in love and meeting the right person in a way that works for you. And you have a right to tell the person who you are getting to know that you're taking your time to better understand them and better know what they want in a relationship. And therefore you want to take your time. Don't let anybody rush you. Don't let them push you. Don't let them threaten you. Oh, if you don't show me respect, if you don't care about me, then somebody else out there would want me. Then go get them. Don't be pressured to do something or anything that you don't feel comfortable doing, because there's a sense of scarcity. Oh, I'm so important. There's so many women out there who want me, or there's so many men out there who want me. Then go get them. Why are you still single if there's so many men or women out there who want you? Don't let anybody push you, because you have your commitments, you have your responsibilities, you have your own goals, you have your own dreams, and you're channeling this in a way that doesn't derail you from your path and from your own personal goals. Another point that I find is so important, so important, because I read a lot of things online about what people are expecting their future partner to be and do, and he has to make this kind of money, and he has to do this, and she has to look this way. To each his own. Nobody should choose somebody who they want to be with without feeling like they love what they have. But you want to be really careful that your expectations about who the right person, about who the person who will be right for you, your expectations about that person is realistic. A few years ago, a woman in her 40s and I were talking. I'm saying that so there's no way you can know who it is. And this person said, if they get married, they would like their partner to pay all the bills in the home, and they never want to pay another bill again. But the person who was saying this, even though they had maintained full-time employment, she had struggled financially herself. In the moment when she said it, it just felt like, oh, she's looking for a provider. But I stepped away. I thought to myself, is that a realistic expectation, or is that a sense of entitlement? It is not my place to judge, but I want you to make sure that you're not placing expectations on others that you can't even do for yourself. A relationship that is healthy is based on mutual effort. It's not a one-sided thing, and reasonable expectations. The person that you fall in love with, hopefully, the person that will make you happy, cannot make up for all that you have been through. They cannot make up for all the pain and the pressure of the past. They can be empathetic and loving to help you to heal, but it's not their assignment to take away everything you've been through. You have to come to the relationship from a place of healing, and you have to make sure that your standards are healthy. You want to make sure that you're not being entitled. When we have unrealistic expectations, we're approaching love as a rescue mission. Don't set goals that are so high that it blocks the good that is within your reach, the right person for you. Let your expectations reflect your reality. Now I want you to take a moment to reflect on this. I have a question for you. Are the expectations that you've set for a future partner based on your values or what you lacked or endured in the past? Do these expectations invite connection or protect you from vulnerability? Your standards need to be rooted in both hope and humility, not in fantasy. When you're in your 40s and your 50s, you are looking for somebody that will be with you, hopefully, for the rest of your life. You want to live long enough to be with them 30 years from now, 40 years from now. At least that's my hope. I'm in my 50s, so if I marry again in the next few years, I hope I can be with them 20, 30, 40 years if I live that long, because I want to be able to enjoy them. That kind of longevity is not based in fantasy, it's based in mutual respect, is based in trust. I want somebody that will be by my side as I grow older, somebody that I will look out for them and they will look out for me. I don't want to be in a relationship or even a marriage that is based on superficial things, because that is a very weak foundation. I want you to reflect on that question. Another point is, I don't want you to force the connection. I want you to observe it. For many of us who have driven, who are committed in raising our children and weathering difficult storm, we're used to being in control of things. We've had to be in control of things. We've had to solve difficult problems, take care of the children, deal with divorce, deal with the betrayal. You have to be strong to do that. That's a good thing. But you want to be careful to not control the relationship. You don't want to be the person in the driver's seat, prompting and constantly talking at the person you're getting to know. You want to be less intense. You don't have the power to mold that person. All you can show them is who you are. Be the best of you and observe them show up for you without constantly complaining and coaching and comparing. That way you're going to be better able to know who they are and better understand the connection you have with them or lack of connection. Now this is another question I want you to reflect on. Ask yourself, am I observing how someone shows up for me? Or am I working hard to make the connection feel real? What changes when I stop trying to manage the relationship and start simply noticing it? This point I'm sharing with you is about allowing your getting to know this person to be more organic. Let the right connection flow. Don't force it. If it's forced, it's not real. Let that person show who they are. You show who you are. Don't take over. If you take over, you may not fully understand the strengths and the vulnerabilities of the connection. Another point is that you're going to be anxious about relationships because you've suffered betrayal. Don't put yourself down and say, oh, I'm so damaged, I can't be in a relationship because I'm anxious. Some of you got into so much trouble in your past relationship because you were not anxious. Anxiety is not always negative. Sometimes it's a signal of something that we need to pay attention to. Relationship anxiety is normal. It gives you that opportunity to ask yourself, is this anxiety about my past or is it about my present? Am I fearful to now because of what I went through, or is that what I'm experiencing? If we minimize anxiety or cautiousness, we may become careless. In your 40s and 50s, if you are related to somebody that is invested in having a relationship with you, they would understand that it's normal that you would have some anxiety. Over time, as you feel more confident and you're reassured with the connection, your anxiety will get better. If your anxiety worsens, pay attention, especially when you know that it is not from the past. Now this next point is so critical. I want you to follow your dreams while you wait for love. I can't overemphasize this one. I cannot overemphasize this one. Because some of you have a track record of bearing every dream, everything about you when you meet somebody you love. Because you believe that that's what it demands. Of course you're going to have to give up something because you love that person. Maybe move to a different house, make some changes in your living space, and just get to know them. That comes with sacrifice, but you really want to make sure that while you are getting to know somebody, or even if you haven't met anybody yet that you feel ready to connect with, that you follow your own dreams. When you follow your own dreams, you become more confident. You become more savvy. That emptiness of betrayal and divorce and estrangement, that emptiness can be filled with a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose. When you have a sense of purpose, you are going to be careful about who you allow into your life. The best way to know who the right person is to live in your purpose. Because when you live in your purpose, you better understand what your strengths are, you better understand what your needs are, you better understand your vulnerabilities, and you better understand that you are important. I find that when you have a sense of purpose, you may even treat people better and be less controlling if they do not give you what you want. Let's say you really like somebody you just met and you get to know each other, and in your mind that person is a good fit in terms of a long-term relationship leading to marriage, but that person does not see it. It can be devastating because maybe you're the kind of person that doesn't easily connect with everybody, and now finally you meet this person that you really feel a sense of connection with, and then they don't want to be in a long-term relationship. They might just want to be friends with benefits or just show up. That can be very disappointing and overwhelming. And it can be heartbreaking. But at least if you're following your dreams, you have a sense of purpose. Your life and how you see yourself and your relationship with others is beyond just that one person. It's connected to so many people, and many of those people are positive people. That helps you to navigate heartbreak, because the fact that you were hurt the first time does not mean you cannot be hurt this time. You can be hurt and not damaged. You need to remember that loving anybody is a risk, and you should be proud of yourself that you're taking on the challenge of taking on that risk. You can take on a risk and manage the risk. The fact that something is risky doesn't mean that it's going to take you down. You have a responsibility to manage that risk. You can do that by being accountable with somebody who you trust. Share your experiences, let them give you feedback. You want to pause before you leap. Sleep on it before you make a big decision. Before you get up and move to another city. Talk it over with somebody. Take your time. Try not to be impulsive. Waiting one more day, another week, talking it over. For me as a person of faith, I would say pray over it. And I mean that. Praying is not a passive thing. Praying is a verb, it's action. And in the past few years, I have taken that move of praying. Actually, in the last few months, I went through a season of fasting. It was a 7-day fast with water and no food, but it was over relationship. And at the end of the fast, I had a clear direction about what I needed to do. I look back now, that was last year in the fall. And I'm so grateful that I took that step. To step back and pray. And the clarity became so strongly. I knew it like I knew my name. There was peace all over me, that I was doing right by me. Please give yourself that time. Pause, pray, fast if you need to. Take care of yourself. You deserve it. You're that important. You're so important. Some days you're going to feel hopeful, and some other days you're going to feel cautious. Whatever way you feel, allow yourself to feel. Some of the healthiest people emotionally and psychologically are people that allow themselves to feel without acting out on it impulsively. The person that feels sadness, hurt, and expresses it in a way, and tries very hard to express it in a way to not damage the other person. It may not feel as strong when you do that, but as you step away in power. If you're going off, lashing out, yelling at somebody because they don't want to be with you or they did something wrong, nobody's perfect, things happen, but if you keep doing that on a regular basis, you are giving the power away and you're not giving yourself the opportunity to process your feelings and your emotions. You know, something about me that I want to share with you that is connected with this is that is connected with this topic on a personal level is I wanted to share with you some of the decisions I've had to make about falling in love again. The number one decision is to be the kind of person that will not damage or hurt anybody in spite of my pain. In the journey of falling in love and trying to meet the right person, I will not dump anger and frustration on somebody else. If they don't want to be here, I would respect their decision, because it is possible that there's something they know about why they don't want to be with me that I'm not fully aware of. If they don't want to be here early in this stage, it's better to let them go rather than prompt and coach, get to the altar, and then have a problem down the road. I am not going to damage people. I have met so many men who are deeply hurt for whatever reason, and I'm not going to contribute to that pain. If I don't want to be with them, I tell them that's fine, but people are already hurting. If I'm connecting with anybody, I want to see what I can do to make their lives better. So for anyone I've tried to connect with and get to know, I feel good about the fact that none of them do I have any negative connections with. And I've made it my primary goal to stick to my own values about what I want. I don't care what that person wants. If it's inconsistent with my value system, I'm not doing it. Oh, in 2025, this is how we do it. You go find somebody else you're going to do that with. But I have a reason why I believe what I believe. And my values are worth standing up for. I've lived a long life, and it's too late to come and change it just to meet somebody else's needs. And most of the time, I have found that the intentions of those people is just selfish. They don't really care about you. They just want to take advantage. And having those standards, having those values has been a great thing. It's made me proud. I get up every day smiling and excited that I've been able to take care of myself and make good decisions. I want you to give yourself time to recognize love, safe love when it appears. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your friends, enjoy your hobbies. Take on new projects if you can, even an empty nester like me. Go to the gym, work out, do whatever. But give yourself the space and do not give hope that you will meet somebody that will love you authentically and you will be able to love them as well. Love will find you at the right time. And while you're waiting, you want to love yourself deeply. So many of you feel that you're on the shelf. Where I was raised originally in Nigeria, there's a saying that she's on the shelf, which means nobody ever had her. Whoever came up with that saying is wrong. They don't know you. They don't know what you bring to the table. They don't know what treasure you're carrying around in your heart. You are special. You are important. You are healing, and you're making a difference. And that is why I want you to bring hope to this process. Don't believe the negativity. Don't let anybody tell you all the good ones are married. That is them. I am always going to have hope for me, and I want you to have hope for you. I find that when I have hope about this whole love issue, I have hope for Illuminate Psychology podcast. I have hope for my business. I have hope for my children. It's hope everywhere. If I can believe in that God will help me in those areas and I can put in effort, then I'm going to put in effort into this too. And my effort is not wasted because I am still doing me and I'm still pursuing my dreams. Well. I hope this spoke to your heart today. I want you to please like this, share it, subscribe, and share it with as many people as possible. I want you to connect with us, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me on Illuminate Psychology podcast. I have enjoyed talking to you today about falling in love in your 40s and 50s after betrayal. You can do this. You can do it. Bye now.